Hey you guys, I'm back again with another message. God dropped this message in my spirit this morning when I was transitioning out of sleep, and I clearly heard don't fold. Don't fold. Y'all, in this season we're gonna have to trust God like never before and don't fold. To stand firmly on his word, to stand firmly on what he is telling us to do in this season, in this hour. And don't fold. And this is for the ones that are going through a lot of warfare right now, a lot of warfare during this time. And God is saying, don't fold. Okay. So, just keep pushing. You guys got to understand that sometimes, and God had also dropped this in my spirit this morning while I was getting ready to go out and run my errands, that sometimes you guys that before the breakthrough you will feel pressure, right? Before something breaks, sometimes there's pressure, right? A pressure before the release. And it's like pressure is being applied and you can feel the pressure, but God is saying don't fold. So if it's like that, you definitely are on the verge of a breakthrough. You are definitely about to experience something like never before, but God is saying don't fold. Warfare can be very frustrating. It can be very aggravating. It can be very agitating. And I'm saying this for myself, especially when you know you are just doing the work of the Father. You're just trying to be obedient and you got to deal with what you feel like is unnecessary warfare, but it's necessary because it's developing your character. However, you kind of feel like it's unnecessary because it's coming from people that are trying to fight the assignment that God has over your life. It's coming from people who are very jealous and envy of you. And it can be aggravating. I'm not going to sit here and store it to you. It could be very, very, very aggravating. But God is saying don't fold. Continue to do what he is calling you to do. Continue to move. It's like also too, some of y'all feel like it's being like a turn up, like it's like the heat is being turned up, like somebody turned up the heat or whatever when it comes to certain things in different areas of your life. Y'all, that's just the trick of the enemy. That's the enemy. And the enemy wants you to fold, right? But God is saying don't fold. God will dispatch angels to fight and war on your behalf. It's just that you are really on the verge of a breakthrough. And the enemy is very, very mad about it. I told you guys in a previous message, a lot of God's children are going to be up for multiple breakthroughs. And so you're going to have to deal with a warfare. But God is saying don't fold. Whatever state that you're in, we have to learn how to be, we have to learn how to be content. And a lot of you guys are handling the warfare with grace, and that's why the enemy is mad, because the enemy really do want God's children to really come out of character. But God is saying don't fold. Stay in your word. Do what he has called you to do. Be obedient and don't fold. I'm trying to tell you. A lot of y'all are up for a lot of amazing things. God has a lot of amazing things in store for you all. Don't fold. Don't fold. If this is a time that you feel like you need to go on a fast and pray. Stay at God's feet. If you need to feel like you need to pull back from certain things, people, placing things, do that. If you feel like you need to do that to stay to yourself, to some of this stuff to the side, do that. I had to do that sometimes, you guys. So that what helps me too, because spirits can pick up even when you're not saying anything that you're under a lot of warfare. And if you tend to be around a lot of people and you know you're going through a lot of warfare, people will try to, or there's the spirit that they have operating through them will try to aggravate you, just because they know that spirit knows that you are under warfare. So keep that in mind too. That just dropped in my spirit. So if you feel like you have to kind of just stay to yourself, because I had to do that to myself personally, because I know when I'm going up under a lot of warfare, some people's spirits don't really agree with me. And so what their spirit do is try to aggravate me and torment me even more, to try to get me to come out of character, or just try to rub me the wrong way, to try to get me to sin against God or whatever. And we have to learn how to um, be wise as serpents, sweet as doves, and not let those type of things bother us, and move with strategy. But God is saying, don't fold. Trust Him and don't fold. Put your faith in Him and don't fold. I'm telling y'all, a lot of you guys are going through this stuff during this season, during this hour. Reason being is because a lot of God's children is up for a breakthrough. And sometimes, you guys, before the breakthrough, you feel pressure. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And sometimes, you guys, the greatest things are developed under pressure. God reminded me of this number I saw while I was driving, and it was the number related to a wild olive tree. And olives, they have to go under pressure and go through a process in order to become olive oil. And y'all just going through the process and the pressure of being produced into something better, into something greater. So don't fold. Also, what's ringing in my spirit is that song by Jacqueline Carr, Greater. And in that song, if I'm not mistaken, she's talking about the olives and how they go through pressure or whatever, pretty much to become olive oil. Also, too, diamonds, they go through pressure in order to become something greater. In order to become a diamond, they have to go through pressure. So just know that you are on a verge of something greater. You are on a verge of a breakthrough. Trust God and don't fold. Okay? Trust Him and don't fold. All right? I love you. I pray that you all have an amazing day. Stay encouraged. Again, if you need to fast and pray during this time. It's going to help you in reading and staying your word. All right? And again, I love you. I pray that you all have an amazing day. And I will chat with you all later.